Do you have a great story to share with your list and you can't figure out how to turn it into an email that people actually want to read? Well, in this video, I'll show you how to turn a personal story into an email that leads your readers to take some action that you suggest. And if you watch to the end, I'll tell you how you can get my direct feedback directly from me on your emails before you send them out to your list. Now, quickly, my name is Fortune. I'm the author of 3 books and a self-publishing strategist for established coaches and consultants who want to write a book and use that book to grow their business. I've created a proprietary method of getting your book out of your head in less than 4 hours using a phone and a few websites. Now, today's video refers to book sales funnels. When a reader downloads a free gift from you that you suggest from your book, you must have an email sequence that's automated and designed to increase the know, like, and trust factor we all need for increasing your sales. Then your email sequence should continue by making offers for your readers to buy the next offer in your business. Now, you can use your email to sell books, courses, coaching, consulting, software, and whatever else that you have. But you need to know how to do it. The clip I'm going to show you is from a Wealthy Author Growth Call. These are weekly calls I have for those who have already created their books. But I created this program to help authors build a business around their books by improving the key 3 sales funnels they need for an expert business. They are a buyer funnel, a presentation funnel, and an applier funnel. I couldn't help myself, buyer, applier, anyway. So each funnel needs a follow-up sequence. Now, emails are the best form of automated follow-up. So we're discussing a story email in this clip. My student brought a story to the call that she wants to share with her audience through email. And all she's done is recorded herself telling the story and then had it transcribed. Now, in the full video, because you're just going to get a clip, I walk through the email, making edits and prepping it for delivery. But what you're going to see today, I just want to share with you how the story formula applies to emails and how to properly use the hero's journey as your storytelling formula. Go ahead and watch the clip.
Okay. All right. So now what we're going to see here is, look, 7-part storytelling formula. A character in a specific setting. Did we start off with a character in a specific setting? We started off saying, imagine candy yams are such a beautiful, so we are talking about Thanksgiving Day.
Yeah.
Okay. Boom. All right. Has a particular problem and a definite desire. Did we describe the definite desire, the problem and desire up here? I think you can see my dilemma. Yeah. We definitely described it. Okay. Then we talked about it meets a guide. So in this portion, the guide comes down here as in, because we described the whole problem, the journey that you're going through right here. I'd gone on the journey to improve my colon health and morphed it into a whole story, lifestyle. Okay. Yeah. So we went through that. There's your guide. Plan and perspective. We said all that in one statement. Yeah. The calls for action. So you had to do something differently in dinner. So what did you do differently? You came in with vegan dishes. There's your plan. This was your guide and the journey you went on. And because of that, you came in with this plan. I'm going to go into dinner with these vegan dishes.
Yes.
Notice how it's still following the journey. That's what I'm trying to point out. Okay. Results and failures and successes. So the failures is like you're disappointing your parents, or you're disappointing your mom and your sisters, and those also your challenges. And the but the successes, as you said in here, are that you stayed committed. Showed my commitment. That's a success. We also have commitments that successes down here is that stool bleeding, no longer stool bleeding, energy improves, skin look better, aging and soiling. Okay. And the transformation is that you have a whole different lifestyle now, and that's up here somewhere. And that's saying, I forget where it is. It's in there, talking about the lifestyle. Okay. All right. The transformation, excuse me. Your transformation is what?
I eat differently now.
That's the transformation.
Yep.
So all of those, all 7 steps, or all 7 parts are in this story. And then in the end, we connect the story back to the download. Boom, boom. What about you now? You read differently, you requested the food list. So now we connected it back. All those pieces in there. Now, obviously, I have a lot of practice in doing this. So it kind of like comes to me as I'm doing it. And I knew something was off in the beginning. I was like, something's off. This isn't flowing like the rest of this is flowing, because we got into the story and flowing. So that meant we need to move that out of there. The space between the stories and condensing pieces of the stories and going back and pulling out stuff, parts of the story that didn't add to the speed of the story. Because when people read an email, they want boom, 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 boom.
Yep.
You don't want a long email to read that. On a sales page, you can go a little bit longer if you really want to. Okay, but people, you can give the whole story, give the highlights, and people get the full effect. Make sure you include your emotion. Keep talking about emotions. Remember, I've asked Tracy a couple of times in here about how did she, like when we were talking about being at the table and her family attacking her, I said, how did it feel? How did you feel at the table? And that's what she said. I felt attacked, when her family was challenging her. So I need that emotion, because now it draws you into it. How does it feel attacked? Notice what I said. Instead of saying acronyms, synonym, not synonym, but I can't think of the words right now. Adjectives.
Okay.
Adjectives and adverbs. Instead of using those things like great something or other, right? We went to their website, onelook.com, or you can go to thesaurus.com, whatever, and we look for a stronger word that conveys that same meaning, but it's one word. So instead of saying great disappointment, we went in there and typed in disappointment and found the word discouraged or whatever it was. I forgot what we used. And instead of saying, and we also use what? Horrified. Instead of I had great fear, we use horrified. Okay, so that horrified conveys great fear. And it's a stronger word than great da-da-da. Okay. We want to use action verbs. So that's part of what we're doing there in an email sequence. And then we went back and we cut out sections that didn't need to be in there. It didn't add to the story. They slowed it down. Okay. The last piece we did there was make sure there was a theme kind of going through the email. That's not always something you want to do, but I just do it in here. It's one of what I've been trained to do is having a theme for story. So when you're doing a storytelling method, having that theme helps connect people to the story. So they'll remember that going about eating differently. And when someone thinks about, man, I'm eating differently now, it's automatically going to trigger. If they've read that email, it's going to trigger that story about the vegan dinner, being there, bringing our own meals to it within our own little bag. It's going to trigger that story about being attacked and all that stuff. Or they're going to go into Thanksgiving dinner and they're going to be thinking about, oh, I can't eat all this food. And it's going to trigger this story about, oh, I eat differently now, and trying to stay firm in it. See, that theme get connected with that little phrase. Okay. That's high level copywriting and storytelling, but you're learning that stuff here. You eventually get to that level and improve it if you want to. Otherwise, you hire a copywriter to do it.
Now, if you're an author trying to figure out the best ways to use your book to grow your business, the Wealthy Author Growth Program might be what you're looking for. What you saw in the clip was only a segment of one of our weekly calls, and you have access to all of those weekly calls before and after you join your membership. Your membership also includes my collection of mini courses and workshops, which you have complete access to while your membership is active. I'm always accepting applications for the membership into the program. If you want to learn more about what's included, just drop the word growth, GROWTH, in the comments, and my team will get back to you with all the details. So now, as always, remember, you can be, you can do, you can have whatever you want in this world. You've just got to believe. You can live a life of no doubts, just blessings. I will show you how. And always remember this, you're only one book away from the next breakthrough in your life or in your business. So go out there and make life happen every day. God bless. I'll talk to you next time.